Bike Wear was born, and it was my 5th birthday.
And it was back to the future.
Back to, oh, 3 important things. Okay. Well, Back to the Future, that was before my time. Nobody cares about my 5th birthday. So let's talk 30 years Gore Bike Wear. You know, I was actually just out cycling earlier today and it was raining. So for me, it's more a choice of like, oh, what rain jacket am I going to pick? And what base layer, wind stopper, whatsoever. But 30 years ago, that didn't exist. So how did it come to the first Gore Bike Wear jacket?
Absolutely, like 30 years ago, there wasn't existing anything like a functional bike jacket, really specific, made for cyclists. So, like really once upon a time, I'd say like there were 3 engineers here from Gore, here in Bavaria, and they've been like enthusiast cyclists as well. So they were on their ride here, and it was rainy and cold, and like they had no real weather protection available. So what people did in those days was like picking on a newspaper and putting it inside the jersey to protect themselves against like the wind chill. And they said, hey, we are from Gore, so like we have like already like Gore-Tex outdoor jackets.
We got the good stuff.
Yeah, it's like there was a product available, but not for cyclists. So they said, hey, maybe, but we have this Gore-Tex product in like for outdoor end use, but how can we like somehow like tweak it a little bit to make it cycling specific?
Okay.
And so they like spend some time on the product, choose like what kind of fabric we can use, what is like the really specific thing around cycling in terms of like cut lines and how to shape it. And then they came like with the first ever really functional cycling jacket in the market, which was the Giro jacket from Gore-Tex Bike Wear.
The Gore-Tex Bike Wear Giro jacket. Hey, did you ever talk to the guys? Like, how was it back for them when they did that? Were they like the nut jobs within the company, let them do their thing, or?
It was absolutely new. So, but they saw it as a necessity.
Okay.
So it was an innovation in a way, but they really had this need. Like they personally had this need because they wanted a good jacket as a cyclist. And the idea was really then to show this jacket to other brands, like go to local brands like a Löffler, which is a German-Austrian cycling brand as well that was in the market in those days, or a Castelli in Italy.
Okay, so it was the same idea as you had it with the outdoor product.
Absolutely, so we wanted to sell the idea and wanted to sell our laminate to cycling brands.
Because I think it's still with a lot of people a common misconception that they think Gore is producing their own outdoor jackets. You're producing the laminate.
We're a supplier.
And you're a supplier.
We're a supplier for the laminates, the technology, and then like an Arc'teryx or the North Face in the outdoor business, or Mammut or whoever, they are using our fabrics and our laminates. And the same idea was it like for cycling. So we wanted to sell our laminates to Castelli and to Löffler, but they didn't see like really the need. And so they said, no, we don't want to do this.
Okay.
But Dr. Flick, that was one of the engineers I just mentioned, like he said, no, it's a great product. We have that. If nobody else wants to do it, we have to do it by ourselves. So they like really produced this first cycling jacket, and they tried to find a distributor, which was Mr. Bruggelmann in Frankfurt.
Bruggelmann, he existed that long back?
Yeah, he was like the biggest distributor for bike gear in Germany. So in Central Europe or Central Europe, and they went to him in his office in Frankfurt and showed him the jacket. And like he really liked it. He said, "Wow, that's great! I've never seen something like this. I like the cut lines. It's really nice if you're sitting on the saddle, and it works well. And oh, it's Gore-Tex, so like waterproof and breathable. So great. I like it. Good idea. But how much is it?" And then Dr. Flick said, "Yeah, it's 200 Deutschmarks." And Mr. Bruggelmann said, really 200? Like a normal jacket in those days was like 30
no
marks.
way. So it was like almost 7 times.
Significantly higher. So and that's a problem. So I don't see any future in this product. And then like the Gore guys left the office and said, but Dr. Flick said, "Hey, by the way, I'll leave the jacket here. Test it, try it, and maybe you give me a call." And it took like 10 days. And Mr. Bruggelmann called back because he tested the jacket and he was convinced because he had the same need as the Gore guys had. Like every cyclist had in those days. He wanted a functional jacket and it wasn't available in today's. So he placed an order, like the first order for the jackets. It was like 500 jackets after a couple of weeks, and like it really developed very well. So also internally, the people said, okay, maybe this is a business opportunity for us. So it's not just the crazy idea, So we could also make some money with it. Which
It's just crazy to think if you look at it like if Dr. Flick,
Dr. Flick, yeah.
would not have been that stubborn and left the jacket there, it might never have happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But hey, 30 years ago, and so that was the rain jacket. If we look at the new slogan, it's into the elements. All right, so the elements is way more than just rain, and Gore Bike Wear these days is way more than just rain. So what happened in the years after?
Yeah, it was like a clear process. So we started with this one Gore-Tex jacket,
Yeah.
and it was also the brand was Gore-Tex Bike Wear back in the 80s. But then it also like the brand, the products all evolved. So we added the windstopper technology in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So now one of our really best-selling technologies, which is absolutely fantastic for cyclists.
Yeah.
Windstopper allowed us to add new product forms as well. Beside a jacket or a rain pant, we could now with Windstopper also add accessories,
Yeah.
like to protect like the feet, the hands, the head.
Yeah.
So adding additional protection
Yeah.
and coming up with new product forms. And to make it complete, we then added also like really high functional materials without Gore-Tex and Windstopper. And we
Okay.
call this Gore selected fabrics.
Ah,
So
okay.
which are always like the highest quality available in the market with the best functionality. So like a bib tight, you can get a bib tight from Go Bike Wear without Gore-Tex and Windstopper. It's a really high functional
Yeah.
bib tight, or a jersey as well. Because like into the elements, it's like every cyclist is facing the elements, and the elements can be like nice warm weather, dry, but also windy, cold, chilly weather, wet weather,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like the elements can be different, are all different all over the world, but like even during a bike ride, they can change. And our approach was really to deliver a perfect solution for every kind of weather situation, every kind of season,
Yeah.
every kind of element.
Okay.
So that was the idea.
And I have to be honest, I got a first sneak peek already earlier today, and when I got here, I hadn't seen anything from Gore Bike Wear in a while, and to me it was still a little bit the brand that's highly functional, got some cool innovative stuff, but is sort of conservative. So more what I knew from my parents. But looking at what's happening up there is a bit of change in there.
Yeah, that's true. Like I think the picture many cyclists out there are having from about of Go Bike Wear is more or less like this conservative, like super functional, but
Yeah.
quite conservative look and feel.
Yeah.
Also for the brand, and that's mainly due to the reason because like we've really always had and have the focus on functionality.
Yeah.
And then we are adding some design and the sport specific part, but like we are always coming from the functional piece.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, also for us, it's the process is still going on,
Yeah.
so we never stop evolving.
Yeah.
And also, like we are also from a brand perspective, but also from a product perspective, are bringing in more the lifestyle piece now, but always still with a functional background. So we will never create just a nice cycling piece,
Yeah.
which looks great but doesn't work. Like we have always the functionality first,
Yeah.
and then now we are adding also the design and lifestyle. And so on.
Okay. Hey, but we can tell those guys a lot about how awesome the product is, but the truth is looking at it and feeling it.
Feeling it.
And
It's
the cool
experience.
thing-
It's experience.
Exactly. You can experience it up here, and we can do that. So let's do this. And super cool. Actually, so basically in about a month or something, you got the big kickoff for the 30-year anniversary, and we're gonna have a first sneak peek at what's coming for the 30-year anniversary. Should we go upstairs?
Let's go.
Awesome. Thanks.